these are the heads that I chose. So we have a bountiful baby Natalie, very dolly face. Have a Daisy. I'm not sure, I might switch it out, but I love this sculpt. An Olive, another Debrina Pratt baby. See how similar they look? They just have that same, I think it's the eyes. We have Olive and Natalie. Now, you're probably saying, where the heck are you getting all these heads? I'm always looking for heads, I can't find them. I don't know, sometimes people have one or two and I just buy them. And then they just kind of build up in my stash. So this is Joey and Josie. I call it upside down face. They look like their eyes are upside down to me. But I think these are gonna be perfect for what I need. This baby's actually super cute, actually. This baby kind of looks like a little old man, but he'll probably be cute. I'm gonna do 6, but I ended up doing 7, I believe, because I have no self-restraint. This is Miles. He's cute. He has a very elfy face, I think. And I toss them in a big bin and get them all soapy and wash them up and get them nice and clean. And then I'm gonna paint them and I'm gonna root them. And then I'm going to make my own body for them. That's the surprise part. I don't want anybody stealing my idea before I get to have fun doing it. And I'm like not a, long time reborner, so somebody may have already done it and I just don't know. But I want to give it a try anyway, and little by little, I'm just gonna kind of plug you guys into my process, and we're just gonna talk, and I'm gonna paint those heads. And I am not gonna paint them like realistic cutesy babies. These babies are just gonna be different, every single one of them. Not scary, not zombie, not hurt babies, but babies that, maybe more fantasy alternative. And I'm inspired by a couple of artists that I like and appreciate. One being Bean, of course. I happen to really appreciate the way she sees color and works with color and plays with color. Just not intimidated, and I appreciate that. One baby I really want to do and really want to try is I'd like to try a baby, and I don't consider this a fantasy or an alternative baby, but I'd like to do a baby with albinism. Another artist that I respect, another artist that I enjoy looking at their work. I love the way she styles her babies. And again, this is an artist who's just not afraid to be herself and do her thing, and she does it well. And I hope I don't mispronounce her name. It's Schroeder Conate. I really love seeing her babies. Again, she's not afraid of color. Her African babies are so beautiful. They're just these intense, deep colors. And then she does babies with albinism, and they're magical. They're just gorgeous. And I think a lot of people would think, oh, you're gonna make a baby with albinism, simply grab one of these guys and, it's already pale, you don't have to do anything, put some pink lips and some white hair and you're done. Not so much. My 7-year-old has a schoolmate who has albinism. He is gorgeous, mostly just because he's a super sweet kid and he's pretty awesome. But physically, he's lovely to look at. He is not absent of color. He is absent of melanin. He is bursting with color. He has lots of blues and greens and lavenders and gold and pinks and rose colors. He's just got all kinds of things going on with his skin. He's got pretty lavender eyes, and he's got just the shiniest, thickest white hair. He's beautiful. I know that, maybe that's not something that I'm going to be able to accomplish, but I want to give it a try. I think it's going to be fun. I hope it's not insulting to anybody. I don't mean it to be. I'm just going to play and have fun. I'm going to have a super busy year because we have Rose coming up. I know it's not until next June, but for me, it's coming up fast because I have all the babies that I already make, and then I have Christmas coming just not that far away. I know that sounds nauseating, but seriously, the end of October comes up, we have people already starting to plan buying for the holidays, so I need to start having babies ready for people who want to have a special gift for somebody. So I'm going to be working on Christmas babies. Once the new year starts, things just roll super, super fast. And I'm going to have to start making babies and merchandise for the show. June will be upon me before I know it. I mean, it's just going to just like fly by. I went through this last year when I thought I was going to be doing this show before they canceled it. It's just like I thought I had this huge amount of time and then it just got crunched. And so I want to avoid that this time and be smart and just plan and do things early. So if I'm going to play and have fun, right now is the time to do it. This is my one opportunity to really switch gears and play. You know, we all have babies that we maybe ordered 3 or 4 of them because they went on sale, or we did a baby trade, or a baby came in and it didn't look like we thought it was going to look, or whatever, you know, whatever reason. They don't have to be all negative reasons, but, you know, sometimes we have a sculpt we're just not excited to paint. We're going, oh, maybe I'll do that one next time. I don't really want to do that one. And it just keeps sitting there on the shelf, sitting there on the shelf. There's nothing wrong with it. We just don't feel inspired, you know? So with this, I get to like make any kind of baby I want, any kind. And you can too. I mean, pull out that funny looking sculpt, the one that you've been avoiding, that you keep pushing back there, that's got dust on its lid. Pull it out and do something crazy with it. I mean, give it purple hair, or, you know, I made the clown baby. That was so much fun. Turned out way better than I thought it would. Good morning, everyone. It is Thursday, and I have been very busy today. While my son was doing online school, I had one ear and eye on him, and I was assembling the 6 babies that were on my workbench. And so what I'm going to do, if you all are cool about it, I'm going to do this video and then get them all dressed and ready for photo shoots, and I'll do that on camera so you can see them. And then we'll just continue on with these guys. If you've been following, you know that I have a box full of heads, and I pulled 7 of them out, and I'm just doing heads right now. And this isn't going to be a tutorial. This is just going to be me chatting away and making some babies. And here is what's kind of going on in my mind. So I want to like do a theme here, and I'm thinking haunted circus, because I did the haunted circus baby, and I just have a feeling that Maggie's going to translate well haunted circus. And who else? Probably this baby would translate well haunted circus. And when I say haunted circus, that's just my little code word that I've invented, and it just means kind of dark and edgy. If you follow me, you know that I appreciate everybody's style, but for me as an artist, and me as a person, I'm not drawn to, nor do I wish to create anything that looks like a baby is hurt. I don't like blood involved in anything, wounds, stitching, all that kind of stuff. It's just, for me, I'm sensitive to it. I don't know why, but I just am. I just can't. So when I say haunted, I just mean a little dark and edgy, like maybe using black for shading, paler skin. That being said, I was thinking, let's do all these babies haunted circus babies. You know, you never think about babies at a circus. I mean, obviously the bearded lady's got a kid, and maybe, you know, the trapeze artists have babies, and, you know, the clowns have babies. And wouldn't that be fun? You know, the babies of the people who are in the circus. But then I was thinking, how about enchanted forest? Another kind of made up term. For me, that kind of just means like forest foundling. I don't know if any of you follow some of that folklore. Pardon me, my throat is dry. We have lots of smoke in the air here in Northern California. It feels like all of California is on fire right now, I swear. If I look out the window, the sky has this like golden kind of haze, and we have ash on our cars. This is not the first time we've been through it, but this year I think it's just like the icing on the cake. We've just had a lot going on this year in the world, and California has been hit really hard with COVID. Whether or not you believe that is a thing, I don't really care, honestly. It's things have just been kind of wild and crazy here, like everywhere else. So, Enchanted Forest, back to Enchanted Forest. I got sidetracked. for me, that's like the forest foundling folklore. I don't know if you're familiar with that, and I raised my kids with it. It might sound scary, but they've always been fascinated by it, and I don't think I told it in a scary way. But it's when the fairies come and they grab your baby and they put another baby in its place. And I think the folklore, and mine might be twisted because of the way I learned it, but the folklore is you can tell it's not your baby because they're not happy. Drink milk and they never stop. They're just like bottomless, and they just will they could never be satiated. And I think if you're a new mom, a lot of moms have felt that way. Like, who is this baby? This baby, all it does is nurse and nurse and nurse and nurse and nurse. I can't get it full, and it's not happy, and he's grumbly and doesn't sleep well. And so I think the folklore kind of came out of all of that. And I'm trying to remember. I think there was a Grimm's fairy tale. Somebody correct me if I've got this wrong. Where I think in it you had to boil water in 2 egg cups, and if you did that and you could make the fae baby laugh, then the fairies would come and give you back your baby. Again, may have it wrong. I raised my kids with that, and I always, when they were little, I'd say, when they were being naughty, I'd say, come here and let me look at you, and I'd sniff them, and I'd ask them questions only they could answer, and I'd say, did the fairies come and switch you? Are you a changeling or are you mine? And at the end of it, we'd all kiss and cuddle and it would be great. And I was thinking, oh, I like this idea. What if these are all fairy foundling babies? That would be awesome. And when I looked at them, I thought, these babies translate more forest than haunted circus. That doesn't mean I won't do haunted circus next time, because if this goes well, I want to do it again. Finding heads isn't always super easy. Oh, this is a fairy head for sure. And these little guys, these little Debrina Pratt babies, total fairy faces. So I'm super, super excited. I'm still gonna do one of these babies with very, very, very pale albino-esque skin and hair, because that's something that I want to do anyway, and I'm gonna do Daisy. I think that's going to be great. I can just see Daisy with super fine, curly white hair and super pale skin, and maybe just a blush of pink on her cheeks, and super, super pink lips, like just almost like strawberry pink lips. And I'm going to play with color, and I'm going to play with all kinds of stuff and just have a good time. And I noticed that a couple of these babies have some ink stains on them. I don't know if they were there or I caused them, but I am not at all worried about them. That can be covered up, and we're gonna do hair anyway, so no big deal. And I'm going to play with some flesh wash at first, and nothing dark, just pretty neutral for babies that I wanna neutralize just a bit. And when I think about neutralizing, and it might not be the same for everybody, but what I'm thinking about is if a baby has just a little bit too much orange, or is a little bit on the gray side, or maybe it's a little bit too pink, and I think it's going to interfere with the colors that I'm working with, then I'm going to just try to mellow out the color that's standing out that I don't want. That's my version of neutralizing. Again, might not be the same for other people. So for Daisy, that I'm going to give that kind of albino skin tone to, I am not going to use white, but I am going to use a pale neutralizing layer. It's just a little baby skin and some titanium, and it's going to match this skin pretty well, but I think it's going to bring it up and make it look a little powdery. I want to say this is not going to be a tutorial. I'm not going to show you every step and all the work I'm doing. This could go on for way too many hours. I just thought it would be fun to work on these and kind of give you a background about what I'm doing, so if you're tuning in, you're not going, what the heck? Why is she painting that baby green? And I'm not an alternative doll artist. I leave that to the pros who really dig that and make that work. But after I've painted maybe 10 or 15 dolls, I don't want to start burning out. And if I start feeling like, ugh, I don't really want to start the next batch, or I have to talk myself into going into my studio, then I know that I am definitely doing something wrong, and I need to switch gears and do something else and come back to that other stuff later. It doesn't matter how much you love something, you know, you can just burn yourself out.